For the people that are saying he deserved it for some such other reason, these people must be ostracized from our society. We must identify them. We must have them fired from their jobs. They must be censored on social media. There must be a cost.
Didn't they censor you from social media, sir? So isn't Rumble like Palantir, Peter Thiel? So Palantir boosted outlets. He's magically the biggest streamer ever. He advocates for massive censorship. And I admit, you guys know I'm a political nerd. And I saw all these right-wingers hyping this up on X. They were like, this is going to be a huge moment. Nick Fuentes took last night off because he had his handlers. They were so worried about what script he's going to use. So they're like, man, we need a day to think about this. So there was a big moment, guys. And correct me if I don't know if you have numbers. I don't know if anyone knows any numbers. But this was easily one of the biggest political live streams of all time. When I was watching, he was at 175,000 live viewers, guys. That's fucking. I have never seen anything close to that. It was easily because the entirety of the right, live as ops as well, like me, mainstream, everyone is watching to see what Nick Fuentes was saying after the death of Charlie Kirk. Especially since they had this beef. Here's my friend Zoya, 250,000 views. So think about this situation that Nick Fuentes had. There was so much pressure on him, he had to take last night off. He like, man, this is fucking game 7 NBA playoffs. Nigga, this is big pressure. I need a day to think about this. The biggest moment of Nick Fuentes' career, all eyes are on you. What did he do in this moment? He called for big government censorship in your big moment of truth. It doesn't matter what you have done since now. This is your game 7 in the NBA finals moment. You know, the moment that people are going to talk about forever? The biggest live stream you probably ever given. And this is what you say? And fam, I didn't do a whole 2-hour breakdown of what he said because I tuned in because out of curiosity, I was late. I only stomached 5 minutes. So I lasted 5 minutes and I heard this nonsense. I also saw the part you mentioned, Haas, where he was like, you guys all should be crying. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ.
No, so, he said you better cry. He said you better cry like Dean Withers.
All right, let me play the clip. I want to give you a reaction, Haas, because Nick Fuentes supporters are in shambles. They're trying to do their best to kill this video, but it's going viral, man. People are not going to stop talking about this because I'm not letting them live it down.
Kirk, for the people that are selling T-shirts, mocking his execution. For the people that are saying he deserved it for some such other reason. These people must be ostracized from our society. We must identify them. We must have them fired from their jobs. They must be censored on social media. There must be a cost.
Didn't they censor you from social media, sir? So isn't Rumble like Palantir, Peter Thiel? So Palantir boosted outlets. He's magically the biggest streamer ever. He advocates for massive censorship. Haas, you got any thoughts?
I do, because I've always held this. That's why I've never trusted this kid, even before I had a public feuding with him. The thing with this kid, Nick Fuentes, is that the minute he gets legitimized, the minute they throw him, they tap him in and they say, okay, we're going to finally accept you, which is what's happening right now. He's going to completely sell out when it comes to his dissident principles. He's going to sell out on the geopolitics stuff where he pretends to be mildly critical of U.S. foreign policy. He's going to sell out in terms of advocacy for free speech. He's going to sell out in terms of this posturing, pretending to be a dissident. This guy wants nothing more, and since day one wanted nothing more than to be part of the mainstream. He's not a revolutionary. He wants to be tapped into the system. He wants to be welcomed into the system. He wants to be on Fox News. He envies that. He wants it so desperately. And that's the only thing that motivates him, is eventually being on Fox News and being legitimized. He doesn't want to be a dissident. He doesn't want to fight the system and dismantle the power structure.
Remember, he always bitch and complain. Why don't you have me on Fox News? He wants to be part of that.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
No, yeah. I mean, This is the moment of truth. He's dog whistling effectively to the Zionist power, to the Republican Party, and to the establishment that he's going to be their new guy.
Exactly.
That he's going to take Charlie Kirk's audience. He's going to be the new voice of young conservatism. And the only consistent thing that he's going to be supporting is the fascism, and I mean it in the real sense, not the libtard sense of the word, the real sense, where, we're going to have a Palantir security state. We're going to have a total crackdown on free speech. We're going to rip up the Constitution. And this guy's going to cheer it on for sure. And he pretends to have principles and be fighting the power in the system. It's total bullshit. It's complete bullshit, And I wish, I would want nothing more than for it to be heartfelt and sincere. That, okay, maybe I've had an awakening after Charlie Kirk's assassination. I disavow all my George Floyd memes. I'm no longer going to treat death so lightly. I'm going to start taking it more serious. It's going to be a pause for self-reflection and self-awareness. I don't see that. I see a wolf in sheep's clothing. I see a crocodile-like cynicism.
Yeah.
I don't trust that these people are now they're suddenly awake to the sanctity of human life. Bullshit. They're just trying to exploit this as an opportunity to silence the real dissidents and the real people fighting the system. People like you and me.
Yeah. Also, you guys see how it's obvious to us, when we have class analysis, Marxist analysis, because how the position on this has been identical to me. Because the second I saw these people, and they're like, man, don't you know that Nick Fuentes is good on Israel? Like, bullshit. I'm going to see what his angle is. And they always have an angle. Mm-hmm. And now he, like you said, Haas, he's been propped up as the next guy. He's clearly being groomed. And I'm actually glad I finally found one of these comments. This is why I'm going so hard at him now, because it's clear that he's going to be the new figurehead. They're going to take the ruling class will take advantage of any tragedy. So they're going to use this tragedy to propel this guy who they got trained now to superstardom. So that's why, as people who are fighting against these motherfuckers who are calling for censorship and calling for the working class to lose their job, we have to identify our enemy, and we need to destroy them intellectually. Me and Hobbs, we destroying this guy. You got to see, he don't want to say my name. These people can say, they can find random teachers and get them fired. Teachers who have 200 followers. So they know a teacher from Utah. They know a teacher from fucking Mexico City. and they fucking get upset with her. But they pretend they don't know me. They pretend they don't know a guy.
No, they know you. They know you. As a matter of fact, they try to pretend like they don't know me, but sometimes he fucks up and he mentions me. Hassan Piker the other day mentioned me. You see that?
Yeah, get to that, yeah.
Yeah. So they know both of us, okay? They know all of us. But, I just find it crazy that this is being pinned on left-wing motivated violence, this narrative. Let's be completely honest about something. The overwhelming majority of violence, political motivated violence in the USA, if not all of it, is right-wing extremism, connected with these same international networks as the Azov Battalion, from school shooters to Nazi Satanists, and even more recently, even when they appear leftist or liberal, they're always part of these weird neo-Nazi fucked up networks. I mean, a real left wing doesn't believe in this kind of shit. A real left wing doesn't advocate for this kind of shit, right? This is always some shit that's being done by these psychopaths. And they're trying to pin it on us. But you know who did, I don't even think it was the right wing that did this. I think it was just Mossad. I don't know what your views on it are, but why is nobody...
I'm still going to wait for more evidence to come in.
No, me too. I'm not certain.
I like to make theories. I got this theory,
same,
I got this theory, but I'll wait till more evidence come in. I will tell you guys, I think it's very possible the Mossad did it, but we obviously don't know yet. But
I totally agree with you. I wouldn't say that I'm certain at all. I'm just saying I have a lot of questions that aren't answered. I'm definitely not willing to accept the mainstream narrative at this point. That's for sure.
I'm gonna get to the part where despite the fact, and this is for the same thing with there are people who are attacked by the establishment. I remember where Zionist groups was attacking the PSL, and these people attack DSA, and then we like stand up for them on principle because that's what we do, and we know for a damn fact that they would never do it for us. like Hassan Piker attacked us when we were a small channel. They had disdain for us for day one, so we're gonna get to that too because Hassan, I can't believe it was real. It was real. We like, man, we need to get the ACP to go after Nick Fuentes. So we're gonna get to that next. I'm gonna quickly speed this up, and we'll get to that here soon. I'll play the video one more time because this is what we gotta push back aggressively against because he's the new phase of online censorship. I'll play it one more time. We'll move on. Let me unmute.
That are selling T-shirts, certainly Kirk, for the people that are selling T-shirts, mocking his execution. For the people that are saying he deserved it for some such other reason. These people must be ostracized from our society. We must identify them. We must have them fired from their jobs. They must be censored on social.
Well, don't you guys see how the class war element of that? Nick Fuentes is a millionaire. The Live the TikTok lady, she's a millionaire. You have millionaires and people who are not part of the working class that is cracking down on what ordinary working class people who they know don't have the power to fight back. And they are furious. I already know they mass reported my accounts. I'll be blessed if I'm not banned by Monday because they're furious because I don't have a manager to call. If I had a manager to call, I would have been fired. So it's a coordinated attack on the working class. The same we've seen with the Zionist lobby, who call teachers anti-Semites because they speak out against genocide. It's a coordinated class war against the working class on many different levels, but even on the basic foundation of speech. But anyway, let me move on. But if I got a longer memory than most because another reason I never trusted this guy, he wined and dined with Zionists for years now. And then the second it became cool to be pro-Palestine, he started dissing himself.
America first. Link. To the hostile takeover of the Republican Party.
Absolutely.
So Nick Fuentes was building a pro-Zionist movement in the Republican Party for a very long time. And Haas, you kind of alluded to this where he engaged in opportunism. He knew exactly when to change his tune because now he like, oh, fuck Laura Loomer, she's a Zionist. But this is how he got started. You guys see how he is an opportunist?
The official drink of America first. Link. To the hostile takeover of the Republican Party.
Absolutely.
The official.
Nick, just recently, this guy was beefing with Matt Walsh, and now he's best friends with Matt Walsh. Anybody who gives this guy a chance, he automatically allies with him. If Netanyahu came out in public and defended him, he would support Netanyahu. Guaranteed.
No shame whatsoever. And there's so many of these people who just make unbelievable shifts in their identity because this was Nick Fuentes before he developed this for the working class, for the white working class, because he saw the American people, including people on the right, and it's what me and Haas identified. This is what many socialists identified. That, hey, man, there are a lot of people on the right who support stuff like healthcare, who will increase wages. So there's like a working class potential in a lot of right wingers. So you guys think that a lot of right wing propagandists didn't shift this too? So that's why Nick Fuentes shifted from a pro-elitist stance into straight up now saying, I'm like, now he got this whole shtick where he pretend he like for the white working class.
Yeah, my life is awesome, bro.
Okay.
This is what he used to say.
Your life, you're gonna go bang on nails, and you're laughing at my life.
I mean, I'm getting an education. I'm doing shit.
What are you getting in it? Where are you getting an
I mean,
to go to community college.
Okay.
Oh no! Because he goes to a community college. What are you studying?
I have one more question. So,
Okay.
you know, you're shitting on the nail bangers, the fucking blue collar, right?
Yeah,
You
right.
shit on blue collar
So
workers.
you're trying to appeal to these people. What are you gonna say? What if somebody clips this?
I'm trying to appeal to rich people, actually.
I thought you were trying to appeal to the
my fellow
masses.
rich people.
I'm trying to.
I'm
This
gonna
is what
leave
Nick Fuentes used to say.
All right. Richard Spencer.
Yeah, kind of.
All right, I actually got to go bang some nails. So just finish up that point, Catboy.
Yeah, one last jab before you go. Work with your hands. See,
Yeah.
one day maybe you could get an education. You could work with your mind.
Well,
and
I'm
that
getting
would
an
be
education, and I am working with my hands.
you
You
guys
never
see
worked
this
with
Are
your
you?
hands in your life. You fucking
True.
sit
That's
around,
true, 'cause I'm a
fucking
genius.
eat a
You
bunch of
could if
fucking
you would.
McDonald's and
You
shit.
would if you
live
could.
you live
You
a
would
terrible
if you
life.
could.
I
You would
really
if you
wouldn't.
could.
You
You
know,
would if you
it's called
could.
being a man, Nick. You'll never know about that.
I like being poor. I like being poor. Being poor is manly. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'm not poor. Like, it's
Yeah.
just cheaper to do it this way.
Yeah, just go to work, buddy. Yeah, you got to go.
I will go to work, bitch.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
I don't see how that's an own. Like, every single functional member of society works. Except,
Yeah.
well, you're not functional, so, you know.
True. I'm dysfunctional. But you told me you've never.
That's supposed to
you've
be
never
an
had a-
own?
You've never.
Is
worked
that
with your
supposed to be
hands
an
in your
own?
life.
I'd rather be a functional member of society than be you.
Almost
Nick.
over.
And that's just the truth.
Yeah, well, that's the difference between you and me, I guess.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You want to be a cog, and that's perfectly acceptable. You want to go hammer nails.
There's so many clips like this I could show, but we don't have all day. I got a longer memory than most. Do you have any reactions?
Of course. First thing I'll say is I remember he was going after Hassan Piker, calling Piker a champagne socialist and whatever, and that he's the true advocate for the working class. That's so interesting. Given I've seen his record on this issue, he hates the white working class. He's pretty adamant about that. But I don't know if you ever heard of the PMC idea, you know, the professional managerial class, or what your thoughts are on that idea that there's this PMC.
Yeah, trust me, we have destroyed.
You talk about that a lot. Okay, good. So my theory about Nick Fuentes and his fandom is that this is why I thought he was going to ally with the DSA, actually. Because my thought is that the entire movement of the Groypers and these are basically failed PMC. They were trying to work their way up through these institutions, through, you know, white collar and through like professional managerial type of professions, you know, working with your mind. But then they were gate kept, and they associate the gatekeepers with Jews. And that's why they resent the Jews so much, because in the universities, in the medical field, and law, you know, yeah, there's a lot of Jews for sure. And that's why they don't see past that, though, because all they want is to replace the Jews in those fields. They just want to be, they want to work, you know, and they want to be the glasses wearers and the PMC elite, and they're being shut out and gate kept from it. So that's where their entire ideology and their movement comes from, and it's not too different from the DSA. Actually, the DSA is for the PMC, and they're also trying to, you know, improve only the conditions of the PMC, and they neither of them care about the blue collar working class. Neither of them articulate a class consciousness that's based on uplifting the interests of the blue collar worker. It's all front and center, the PMC, for both of them.